currently in other countries as well as in New York City, they're making people use vaccine passports to get around. Like you can't even go to a restaurant.
Right.
You'll be pulled out by the police.
Right. I think it's
You will be
wonderful.
pulled out by the police and arrested.
Good.
Can I make the
No,
decision?
you can't. I don't believe you can because I think it's selfish.
Should this conversation be allowed on social media? Because I have to worry if I put this on social media that it will get banned because
Well, I
we're
hope it
talking
does.
about it.
But it's allowed, but I hope it does.
And I
hope it
But
does.
then you would be being censored.
No, because I believe in life and I believe in democracy.
I'm doing this disclaimer under coercion, given that censorship on social media has ramped up to such an extent that even having these discussions could get you banned or censored entirely off of these platforms.
Viewer discretion is advised.
What you're about to see is in no way trying to influence somebody's decision to take the vaccine or not take the vaccine. This is a discussion about freedom of choice and free speech. What do you think about how on social media they've been banning, like they banned President Trump, and they've been banning other U.S. representatives. Like recently they banned U.S. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene.
I think it's fabulous. I think it sends a message that what they're saying, yes, freedom of speech, I'm all about it, and that's what we're all about in this country, but I think that there are limits. And I think that there are places that are dangerous and there are roads that are very dangerous. And I think that exactly what you just mentioned, both of those people, both Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene, went down very dangerous roads.
What was so dangerous about what she said specifically, Marjorie Taylor Greene?
I find what she says is she's just looking for publicity and attention. She's going to say anything that is way out there that unfortunately, they're just words, and you say words can be harmless, but there are people out there that believe those words. And, history has showed us over and over again is when you have people in Congress or in offices that will say things, people will buy into false information, and that's where the danger is. It's propaganda.
Right, but who gets to decide what's true and what's false? You see what I mean? Like, that's a slippery slope because what if the people that are deciding what's true and false, what if they have bad intentions?
Okay, that's a really good point because, the question is, I do believe that there are many areas where it's opinion. And it's hard, it's your opinion. We're all entitled to our opinion. But I do believe that there are things that are right and there are things that are wrong and there are truth and there is untruth. And I think that it's very important to draw that line. And it's very specific. These people who have been shut out of Twitter and social media that are saying ridiculous propaganda things that, as history has showed us, has brought us to dark places with the propaganda and with, fascism and dictatorship.
But isn't it fascism to be controlling what people can and can't say on social media?
No, because there is right and wrong, back to your original question.
But what is right and, who decides what is wrong? You understand? Not like if Hitler had his own social media and he picked right and wrong and censored people that had
That's
a
what they're
dissent.
doing. They are.
Isn't that fascism?
Yes, and that's what's happening with Marjorie Taylor Greene and Trump. I do believe strongly that they are definitely on the same playbook.
Marcy, if I just add something.
If
you open
they are with the
the
same
blame,
playbook.
the blame goes, or not the blame, to social media. If you open a Pandora box, you open it all the way. And whatever comes out of the Pandora box, you have to respect. You don't want stuff from the Pandora box to be out, the good or the bad, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Close the Pandora box. And what social media did, and we cannot selective now. We all went into this transparency. Everybody is out there to express, say whatever they want to say. You can't say, I'm opening the Pandora box here, but for you, I'm closing the Pandora box is out.
Okay, I'm going to give you a good analogy.
basically,
right
so
behind us, it says H&M. See
Okay.
it? It's clear as day. An H and an and in an M. Do we all agree that says H&M?
No.
Does that
Yes.
say H&M? Does
Yeah.
that say H&M? Okay. Okay, so if somebody came here, Marjorie Taylor Greene or Trump or somebody said, that does not say H&M. That is a SWAT sticker. That is a SWAT sticker. That is not H&M. That is a SWAT sticker, and they say it over.
A what?
SWAT sticker, like Nazi Germany. A
Oh, swastika?
which
Okay.
is black and red.
Right,
That
right,
is a SWAT sticker. That is not H&M, and you respect that person. All of a sudden, your brain start thinking, gee, maybe that is a SWAT sticker. Maybe it is an H&M, and people start believing it.
But couldn't other voices say
can
that's
believe
not
whatever
true?
they want.
Yes,
It's
yes,
H&M, and
course.
and they could fact check them, and they could say, look, this isn't true.
That's what we're trying to do. But
So,
once it's in a
but you
certain
don't need to
percentage of
ban 'em.
people's- Once it's in a certain percent of people's brain, and you have people of influence that are convincing you that it's something other than what it really is, that becomes dangerous.
Okay, so now understand this. What if it was a swastika there, but you had one side, the side that controls the social media, saying no, that actually says H&M, and it clear as day is a swastika, and then you have people pointing out that it actually is a swastika being banned. You see what I mean? Like, should we be
I
banning
think we're not
people?
going anywhere here. Bottom line is, the people that you mentioned are dangerous.
Why are they dangerous though? Have they
Marjorie
killed
Taylor
anyone?
Greene. Well, Trump is a mass murderer.
How did he murder anyone? Who has he murdered?
Well, we knew we were going to have 100,000 people dead from COVID. We
Okay,
now have
don't
about
go there.
850,000 dead from
Because
COVID.
There is dishonesty about COVID. I
Yeah.
happen to be against vaccination a little bit. I got the vaccine because I was pressured.
I mean, I don't
social
know if you've read the
media.
news lately, but
So okay, wait. So you I noticed you bring up the swastikas analogy and fascism. Currently, in other countries as well as in New York City, they're making people use vaccine passports to get around. Like you can't even go to a restaurant. You'll be pulled out by the
very
police.
good,
right, I think it's
You will be
wonderful.
pulled out by the
Good.
police and
Why?
arrested.
Why?
Good. My husband is a doctor. He runs
That's
hospitals. and-
Nazis. That's papers,
No,
please.
it's not. No,
Why
it's not.
not
Wait a minute.
Nazis?
If you're driving and you don't put a seatbelt on, and you get pulled over, or you drive drunk, is that okay?
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. We'll return to our program shortly.
These are
Nazis
important
to
issues.
force me to
The
get
Nuremberg
vaccine,
Code.
Mausi.
I do think everybody should have it,
But
just
it's
like all kids
forcing
had to get
me.
muscle
But
vaccine.
it's forcing
Yeah, but
me.
guess
It's the
what?
Nuremberg Code. That the reason why they set up the Nuremberg Code was because of what Dr. Mengele did, what these
don't
horrible
want to take the
Nazis did.
vaccines.
They forced medical treatments on the Jewish
This
people
isn't a
in the
medical
concentration
treatment,
camp.
though.
It is a medical
This
treatment.
isn't a forced medical treatment that's going to hurt a human being. This is going to save lives. What he
Maybe.
did, no, not maybe, yes.
How many
And wait a
died?
minute. In the hospital,
Awesome.
as we speak, I spoke to my husband this morning. He runs hospitals, Mass General Hospital, Brigham and Women's Hospital. 2% of the people that are hospitalized are the ones who are not vaccinated. I mean, who are vaccinated. 98% are unvaccinated. Only 2% are vaccinated.
I'm not sure if those statistics are accurate,
I
but
am
maybe
telling
for
you-
his particular hospital.
Nationwide.
Because I've known of a lot of people who've gotten vaccinated that got COVID and got sick.
Yeah, of course. And
They
guess
got
what?
the vaccine.
Of course.
And they told us,
course. Of course.
that this is going to help us not to get COVID.
No.
Originally.
No.
They
no.
did say that.
No.
We got the vaccine and then we wouldn't get COVID. And a lot of people got the vaccine
So-
and they still got COVID.
So science is about following the science.
Science is
but
a practice.
No. Mausi, your
You're
science,
practicing.
lesser science, and Bob's science
Okay.
is different.
If you don't get vaccinated and you get COVID, your chances.
So
of
should they be able to
Can I
take
make a
people?
decision, Mausi? Can I make the
No,
decision?
you can't. I don't believe you can because I think it's selfish. No, I'm sorry.
Why is it? No, it's not because I can get sick. But whether I'm vaccinated or not, I'm not affecting anyone else.
Yes,
you know
you
that.
are,
No, I know it.
100%.
Because she can be vaccinated and carry the virus. And she can be vaccinated and
Right,
carry. So
right.
the chances.
You know why? You know why she can be vaccinated to carry the virus?
But she's
because yes, it will break through, and it's breaking
But she
through
can
because of the unvaccinated.
Maybe we don't know.
No, we know.
There's a lot we still don't know
I
about
know,
this
but
virus.
we know that Delta would not exist, and we know that Omicron would not exist if people were vaccinated.
But
This is
think
a
of the
pandemic
precedent.
unvaccinated.
Think of the precedent that is being set, though, when we ignore the Nuremberg Code. The reason they made the Nuremberg Code was because we don't want to have forced medical procedures on people.
One question.
We don't want to have forced medical procedures. This is what the Nazis did.
I know, you don't have to convince me.
This is not good.
You're probably not vaccinated.
But people are literally
Tell
being
me they talk to people who are
Conversation should be
vaccinated.
banned.
Right.
That's my question. Do you
It
think this
doesn't matter,
conversation...
Marcy, because you can be vaccinated.
And
carry
get the
it.
virus. But guess
No,
what?
no.
You're not going to end up in the
So
hospital.
why do you care? No, but if I'm taking a risk.
My husband
I'm
is
ta-
immune compromised.
But you're vaccinated. You should be fine,
You
right?
should be fine.
I can still get it, but I won't end up in the hospital.
can
Let
get
me
it.
explain to you. That's an excellent
you-
question.
you admit
No,
that,
listen
though.
to me. Yes, I can still get it. Of course I can
Marcy,
get it.
you
We all know
No,
we can
honey,
still
you
get
can
it.
get it from someone who was vaccinated
Yes.
and someone who wasn't
yes.
vaccinated.
Okay, but listen to
Same.
me. Okay, but
Yes.
I am because I'm
You're
vaccinated.
supposedly more protected, right?
Yes,
Supposedly.
and you. I'm definitely more protected.
So great for you.
Well, that's good for you.
And I have less of a case of it, so if I pass it on, it's going to.
Same,
I'm not.
same,
No,
same.
no,
Right.
no,
Marcy,
no,
the
no,
same.
no, no,
Science,
no, no.
Science says it's the
no,
same
no,
load, even you're vaccinated or
Can
not
I tell you,
vaccinated.
this democracy is going down the tubes. Come
But there's
see
no
me when-
democracy
come see me
if
when
you're
we're in a
forcing
faster
people to get
society.
medical
And then you'll tell me,
treatments
you
that
know what,
they
you can't
haven't
do what you
chosen.
say. You'll
Yeah.
see. I promise you.
Is it democracy
I
to
want to
force
do
somebody to
whatever.
take a medical procedure that they don't
This
want?
isn't a medical procedure.
It is. You're getting
getting
something injected into your
Do you eat
body.
pizza?
You
Do
can't
you have processed
uninject it.
food? This vaccine is safer than eating processed
I don't
food.
eat processed food.
Well, do you breathe the air? Do you drink the water?
Okay.
Okay.
It's
let's go.
it's not
we
the same.
agree.
though.
Let's go. Come
We-
on.
we
out,
agree.
out.
We-
Bullshit, bullshit.
We agree to
Okay.
disagree.
Well, let me ask, but do you think this conversation should be allowed to be on social media?
Yeah,
Do you
should
think
this conversation be allowed?
yeah.
Should be allowed because the problem is people are trying to have this
Marjorie
conversation.
Taylor Greene is saying
No, no, no,
should
no,
not
no,
be.
No, this.
Should this conversation be allowed on social media? Because I have to worry if I put this on social media that it will get banned because
Well, I
we're
hope it
talking
does.
about it.
But it's
And
allowed, but I hope it does.
And I
hope it
why
does.
But then you would be being censored.
No, because I believe in life and I believe in democracy and I believe in keeping people
But
healthy. And I will tell you this,
But-
the hospitals are being overwhelmed right now.
No, that's
So-
not
no,
true,
it is
Marcy.
absolutely true. I have a husband who runs
Cases
hospitals.
are high, hospitalization you go. Read the New York Times, what he was saying lately about cases in Florida. It's the highest cases of people are
I
getting
flew in last
COVID.
night.
You know that
My
this is an
husband-
mRNA vaccine. It's experimental. Right.
He's a brilliant
And I'm sorry I
doctor.
took
I
it.
understand.
You regret taking it,
I do.
right?
But I had to take it. I got COVID. I got COVID
His
in
children, her
February.
children wouldn't see her until she did.
Yeah, so I got COVID, but I have a right to decide what I want for myself.
No,
Ma-
wait.
Well,
do you
what
have
about
a-
the
do you
people
have a
that
right
have
to drive-
naturally
do you
had
have a-
natural
do you have
immunity?
a right to drive drunk? Do you have a right to drive without
Okay,
a
so
seatbelt on?
here's an example. Like over a year ago, I'm pretty sure I had COVID, and I know I know people who have had it, verifiable had it. Because they've had it, their body has natural antibodies.
I
They have
tested
natural
my
immunity.
T-cells.
Natural
I have plenty of them.
Right, natural immunity is superior to vaccine immunity. Every medical person, ask your husband.
No, 100% no.
Natural
100%
immunity is better than a vaccine
no.
immunity.
No,
It is a
it
fact.
doesn't last as long. No.
No, it
Speak
is
to my
better.
husband, who's a famous doctor. Let's go, please.
Marcy, the
Please,
T cells are
please.
staying
No,
forever.
No.
Ask Les.
Les will say to me.
You have full spectrum immunity,
Les said,
full spectrum
nothing compares to the
antibodies.
vaccine. Nothing.
You get full spectrum antibodies when you get it naturally versus the
You're
vaccine.
not a
So
doctor. Do you run a hospital? Did you go to hospital?
I've done research. I know my research.
I'm glad you read.
That's
Come
okay.
on,
Let's
go.
finish it nicely.
No, I don't want to because
let's
no,
finish it
I've got
nicely.
no. My husband runs hospitals. He
I know.
he works with.
Look, I
Harvard
think
Tech.
nobody likes
got
COVID.
the
Nobody
million.
wants anyone to get sick.
We just want
It's
to have
just
more
a-
science
all right.
and more
It's
data.
about freedom
Guess
and
what?
rights.
No, it's not. If,
You know?
if we
'Cause what if
all
it's
got
something else?
vaccinated, we would not have Delta and we would not have Omicron. Period.
That's not
End of-
true. We're still
100%.
getting
We
it.
would still have it.
Marcy, we are getting it.
There are What about Israel? Israel has the highest percentage of Yeah, that's wonderful. I love Israelis. Israel has the highest population of people that have been vaccinated,
They're
yet
very
they
sick.
still are getting COVID.
They're very
So
sick, and
Right,
I talk
wait.
to people.
But if they had Pfizer, which isn't as good as Moderna, but they had it, no hospitalizations. Then 3, 4 months, 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, all of a sudden the hospital started getting flooded, so they had to have a second vaccine. Now they're getting boosted, now they're getting a fourth
So
booster.
this is something that, see, the problem is
You need the vaccines.
the
you need
vaccines are
boosters.
not guaranteed. They're not
work.
perfect. They're not perfect
But
and they're not
better than
guaranteed.
not getting
They
vaccinated.
know it's not.
How do we know?
Because
How many studies have been done? Usually when there's a
You
vaccine,
vaccinated
a vaccine has been
Wait,
studied for
listen,
years and years
listen.
and years before it's released and put into the public. This vaccine came rapidly, and it's
20
not
years
even a
was
normal vaccine.
unauthorized.
It's an
And
mRNA
in
gene
history,
therapy vaccine.
First
20
time,
years.
first
No,
time in history.
mRNA gene therapy is
You
new.
are not a doctor. You do not go to
Do you know what
Harvard.
mRNA gene therapy is?
First time in
She's stupid,
history
she doesn't know
that
what
it
Do you know what mRNA gene therapy is?
That's not
Well, I
nice,
mean,
Marcy.
but
You don't know who we are either.
But you know
First
that
time in history, an unauthorized vaccine was mandated
Right.
on masses of people.
exactly.
I'm not asking you
Which
to
is the
do
concern. It's like it was still
Saying that
experimental
you're saying it's
at the
dangerous.
time. So when they were
Happened to be, obviously, you can see.
and look, this is what's American.
Wait, you talk about Israel. That's a perfect example. They got vaccinated, no hospitalizations. Within 6
They're
months,
still getting COVID though.
of course they are.
Because the vaccine doesn't hold, Marcy.
Yes, it doesn't hold. So then they found out they
So
needed
every 2 months.
It mutates
No.
rapidly. By the time you've injected that version of the COVID vaccine into your body, it's already mutated. It's already mutated, and there's a different
Well, so-
form in
so- so
circulation.
what's your
You
name?
can't get
What's
ahead
your
of it.
name?
My name is Millie Weaver.
Millie Weaver.
Yeah, you can find me on millennialmillie.com or Millennial Millie on
Nice to
YouTube.
meet you.
It's not nice to meet you. Let's
No,
go.
no, no.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Okay, well, I
okay.
appreciate
I don't. I don't
I
hold
don't
anything
like
you've said against.
I do hold against the
Okay.
information that you have that I think is harmful. I'm sorry.
But
Not you
Marcy-
personally.
Well, you can have that opinion, and I respect your
Marcy,
opinion.
Respect that.
That's
You know
fine.
how I feel about
I know.
it.
All I know, you talk
And
about
we are still
Israel.
friends.
They got
I-
vaccinated, no hospitalizations.
They still
Then
have
realized
high
people
rates of
land in the
COVID, though.
hospital, We need another vaccine.
We don't
they
know
give another
much
vaccine.
about
No
it.
one's in the hospital
Right.
anymore.
And I think
so
that-
now we know we need a fourth booster.
But
This
you
is
can't-
And then a
science.
fifth booster,
Guess
and then
what?
a
There was a
sixth
time when they
booster,
thought
and a
that the
seventh
world was
booster.
flat.
You know what
I think it's up to the
So you're
individual.
gonna go listen to
What if
Marjorie
they-
Taylor Greene? And
What if they
Trump?
mandate? What if they mandate every single couple months you have to get a new vaccine or shot just to go to a restaurant, just to get groceries at the store?
The young kids.
Yes, I do
My
think-
granddaughter,
and-
she's
and
12
if
years
Kevin was
old.
here today, he should be
She's going to get vaccinated.
the
booster.
His
Right.
propaganda should be banned. Yes. Yes. Should they be banned?
What
Yes.
about the propaganda on the TV though?
What propaganda? Oh, you mean on Fox? You mean
There's propaganda on television. There's propaganda everywhere. So people should have free speech so that we can have freedom of expression and we can root out the
They're
propaganda.
going to believe bogus things, and people are profiting from the bogus things that they believe, and it's dangerous.
When I was child, when I was
you know
young,
what? I don't want to live in Nazi Germany.
I had an
I don't either. I do not either.
I'm German, and how do I say? You have your free mind and your free speech, and it should be free to everyone to say what he is thinking about and his opinion. So nobody should be banned.
Do you think we're kind of going into a dangerous path
it could
by
be.
doing this?
Yeah, it could be, because then you destroy his opinion and his possibility to be a free human being and to let everybody know what he is thinking. Sometimes it's important that people say what they are thinking. Then you think twice and say, it could be true what they told us or what he is telling.
Right. It's a dangerous thing when you start restricting speech in any country.
Yes.
And you're from Germany, right? So you know Germany has a history and a past with policing press and freedom of speech. So, I mean, what's your take on that?
I think let's see what's going on and what will happen. I hope that this will never come back, what happened to Germany. And yeah.
Right. We don't want to repeat history.
No, we don't want to repeat history. No.
Yeah.
But I think with this COVID thing, it's also difficult and it could be dangerous for many small business, what they are doing. So we have a food truck, and now the food truck festival starts again, and now they cancel everything again because of the COVID cases. But yeah.
Well, a lot of the censorship on social media has been happening because of COVID. So it'll be like people talking about the vaccine or talking about they think the vaccine isn't safe. I mean, it's a lot of dissenting opinion around COVID and around the vaccine and around the
And
mandates.
if you say something against, then you...
Yeah, then they ban you.
Yes.
And so, you know, we see how in like in New York City right now, they have vaccine passports where you have to show a vaccine passport even to go sit down at a restaurant like this.
In Germany, the same.
Yes.
If you're not vaccinated, the only thing you could do without being vaccinated is to do food shopping, nothing else. Nothing else. And with wearing the mask.
Right. And in some countries, they're trying to take away even going to the grocery store if you don't have a vaccine passport.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't this kind of sound familiar at all? What does it sound like to you?
Yeah, it sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. And
Like
I'm a
papers,
little bit-
please?
Yeah, and I'm a little bit afraid. I'm thankful that we have Ron DeSantis. I think he's a good governor. But each governor from each state, so from Plantation or Wellington, could decide and could shut down again. And yeah, I'm a little bit scared about it.
Yeah.
And I hope they will not do it. I told everybody in Germany, I'm so thankful that we could live here and live from our business. But now, this week, we got a lot of cancellation. I said, no, I don't want to go back.
Right. But I mean, is it really that different if both countries are kind of ignoring? Like America used to be this like, you go here and your rights are protected and you're safe, right?
I thought so, but now I'm scared if it's really safe.
Right.
The year is 2022. Cancel culture is the new normal. Online freedom, as we know it, has ended. Digital stockades are here. All activity is monitored, stored, and predictively analyzed by a technological cartel. We're being converted into a digital resource, a digital currency to be farmed for metadata and loaded into a computerized combine, blockchained to a social engineering operating system. However, it doesn't have to be this way. Be part of a new technological revolution. Right now, 1,000 test pilots have launched themselves into a new digital frontier, a private network outside the big tech control. New technology with state-of-the-art digital engagement and never-done-before security and privacy features that are now operational. With Qwik's digital engagement, entertainment, communication, and commercial exchange will never be the same. We are QUX. Qwik's. Advanced pre-release sales are limited to 3,000. Order now by visiting Qwix.tv. Get yours now before they sell out. Be part of a brand new online experience that you control.